There we go. Okay, good deal. Hey, everybody. Obviously, we're tracking a very strong thunderstorm that's moving right over the Augusta Metro at this hour. Severe thunderstorm warning that goes for anywhere from Evans down to Grovetown, Fort Gordon, Augusta, Gracewood, down Highway 1, Deansbridge Road there, Augusta-Aiken Highway, North Augusta, over towards Beach Island, Burnett Town, into the valley, and to Aiken eventually. So this is a pretty strong storm, and going to go ahead and talk about the hail with this particular system because I think we could see a little bit of it. Let's look at Hail Tracker, see what that's finding. And there it is, right along Highway 278. There's the hail core with this. And it's right near Fort Gordon, right near Grovetown and Bel Air. And you see here, some of the hail estimates up to 1 inch in diameter. That would be larger than nickel size hail, maybe even up to quarter size in a couple locations. So again, take this storm serious. It's booking it across the metro right now at just about 25 to 30 miles an hour. And I'm trying to see your questions here on Weather Aware Live. So just make sure to ask away if you're curious about what's going on with Mother Nature right now, because Mother Nature's trying to act up a little bit. You see the hail size, pretty substantial here. Okay, so we got a few of you in here, so good afternoon. Thanks for joining us for Weather Aware Live, obviously tracking this stronger thunderstorm right over the Augusta Metro. The hail core is east of Grovetown. If you're going down, say, closer to Horizon South Parkway and just to the east of there, closing in on Highway 278 near Bel Air. And I'm looking at the big screen here to kind of see a little bit better. But you can see hail that's up to 1 inch in diameter there. And then for the Augusta area, no hail yet, but we are expecting some strong gusty winds. And so this is this is kind of the core of the storm here. I'm going to go ahead and take this back to our regular radar look. And you see that there. The hail core is moving towards Augusta and closing in on Bobby Jones here in just a moment. So on I-520 going south. And if you're near Bobby Jones, right here at the station, we're getting some of the worst of the weather right now as well. This severe thunderstorm is just moving at about 25 miles an hour. So this is going to be impacting the Augusta Metro over the next little bit. Bobby Jones Expressway, the Walton Way extension, closer to Wheeler Road. This is all where this is headed very shortly, the worst of this storm. That's where the potential hail core is at. And there's your latest scan, and it doesn't show as much of a pronounced hail core. I'm going to zoom out, and I'm going to slice this up, and we'll see what this looks like. It's a tall one. I mean, let me tell you, that is a tall thunderstorm. And we're going to go ahead and zoom in or zoom out on this. That's getting up in upwards of 40 to 45,000 feet. So it is a strong storm. And you see how it's tilted, and that's that wind shear taking place. So it's tilted a little bit up towards, and it's curving. Woo, yeah, we're getting the lightning here. But there it is, and you're seeing that curvature to that storm. So definitely something to watch out for if you're in the Augusta Metro. Be away from windows, be inside, and ride this one out. It's going to be a minute before this gets out of the way. I think by about 5 o'clock, we'll start to see this dissipating over the Augusta Metro. I'm going to reset the radar so you can kind of see the broad picture here. That is the main thunderstorm that we're watching at this hour. It's right over the Augusta area. And North Augusta, you're about to see the worst of this. Timing it out, this is going to be right near South Aiken, riding right down the road closer to Graniteville. So we're going to see how fast this is moving. I'd give this about 25 mile an hour speed. At 35 here. Okay, so we're going to do 35 mile an hour track on this. So South Aiken, I still think you're going to be impacted by this storm, but areas like Beach Island, New Ellington, over towards Atomic Road, like you're headed down towards Savannah River site, these are the main areas that are going to be seeing this over the next little bit. Mechanic Hill at 439 near the McBean community. Beach Island at 429. If you're over towards New Ellington, 458. Windsor, 515. Williston, on down the road into Barnwell County. That's still a little over an hour away, so this storm will likely weaken somewhat by then. But this is our strongest storm of the day, bar none, and it's really packing some winds that could get up to 60 miles an hour with a few of those gusts with these downbursts. And on top of that, we could see some hail up to quarter size. So if you're watching us, a good afternoon. It's another edition of Weather Aware Live. Thank you for the reports, Gwen, Mary, and Jacob. And Jessica, thank you guys for tuning in. Jacob and Jessica are reporting hail off of West Wheeler Parkway. Mary, yes, Belvedere is going to get this storm. You're going to be right on the north side of it. So you're going to get some gusty winds and some rain, but it's not going to be as substantial as areas that are right now over in North Augusta near Georgia Avenue, Martintown Road, all those areas. If you're headed towards Augusta-Aiken Highway, this is going to be the worst road to be on. Atomic Road, Sandbar Ferry Road, and Augusta-Aiken Highway. Those would be the main roads to not be on driving during this storm, and Highway 25. So if you're in Hepzibah and you're trying to come up into town towards Augusta, you might want to hold off until about maybe 5:30 until this starts to move out of the way a little bit. So just a heads up there. And if you're just joining us, again, good evening or good afternoon. It's another edition of Weather Aware Live. Tracking some of these stronger storms. We are going to see more of these, by the way. So we're not done with these yet. We're going to see more of these tomorrow. We're going to see more of these on Sunday, and we'll likely see more rain on Monday and Tuesday. That's a good thing, though. We're still in a abnormally dry pattern. We need more rain because if not, we'll get back into the drought. So we're getting ahead of it, and this is a good soaker that's going to start to help things out a good bit. And checking my phone here for a moment. And thank you, Daniel Matasevic. Our reporter, Daniel Matasevic, just got a text from him. He says, we got a report that trees are coming down in Columbia County. So, again, this is a very strong storm. And we talked about the threat of microburst winds. Me and meteorologist Connor Tank were talking about this last night on Fox 54 News at 10, how some of these storms are going to get a little stronger. And summertime storms can be some of the worst weather that we see all year. And making sure that we distribute this to our news team here. Okay, there we go. So, again, the worst of this storm is right over Augusta, right over Gracewood, over towards, say, Finzi Swamp, Beach Island, North Augusta, Evans, Martinez, and closer to Fort Gordon and on down the road towards Deansbridge Road. So we got a big thunderstorm that is producing some wind gusts that are very strong, and we're getting some reports now of even a couple trees down across parts of Columbia County. I did get a report here on Facebook about hail off of West Wheeler Road, so thank you for that. William just hit Atomic Road. Thank you for that report. Kayla reporting dark conditions and super windy weather in Hepzibah. And, Belvedere, Mary, is going to be right on the north side of this storm, thankfully, for you guys. So, again, now we got a bunch of you joining us here for Weather Aware Live. It seems like we've all picked up on the severe thunderstorm warning. Hopefully this will continue to quiet down over the next few minutes. But just a heads up, I think we're only getting started with some of these thunderstorms, not just today, but this weekend too. So if you're joining us now, just make sure to keep an eye on the skies through the weekend. This is the main storm that's impacting most of the area for now, but we've got some back building. You see this caravan of storms right now from Atlanta riding right down I-20 towards Lake Oconee, Athens, and Dog Country, and on towards, say, Bastonville, Gibson, places in Glasscock and Warren County. So getting started with an active afternoon, and these are the type of storms that we're going to be tracking here, not just on Weather Aware Live on Fox 54, but also on Fox 54 News, which actually starts in about an hour. So just a heads up there and a programming note. We will be tracking these storms through the afternoon and evening. Getting some heavy thunderstorms and off of Columbia Road near Appling. Looks to be where we're seeing some potential downed trees. So this storm already has rolled through Appling, the worst of it right now over Augusta, Beach Island, North Augusta. And the hail core is right near the Southlands and Bayville area, closer to Gordon Highway. And it just passed Bobby Jones. And so if you're near Wrightsboro Road, if you're near areas near Sconyers Barbecue, this is all the areas that we're seeing where the potential hail core is at. And if I go to the hail tracker, this will show you the hail swath right over Fort Gordon and the Bel Air areas where most of that was. And now we're starting to see possible hail that happened near downtown Augusta and closer to Highway 25, Deansbridge Road, all those places. So this is a hail producer. It's a strong wind producer as well. And I'm keeping an eye on any of these damage reports. If you have anything to share with us, make sure to let us know on these comments here. And, of course, send us an email to enews@wfxg.com. That thunderstorm's the worst one, but there's more coming. So a stormy afternoon indeed, and this is what we were talking about last night on Fox 54 News, the potential for strong wind gusts, heavy rain, and, of course, even some hail potential as well. And this is kind of the outlook for the weekend. I wanted to show you kind of the broad view of what's ahead because there's a lot of storms coming in from the north and west. So there's more coming this evening, and that's why we have a chance of severe storms today, Saturday, and Sunday. They're all coming in from the same direction, the north and west. And microbursts are the worst type of weather that we see usually in the summertime, barring any tropical activity. And those microbursts can produce wind gusts even as high as 70 miles an hour over a 2-mile radius. So, again, just keep an eye on the skies and getting that report now. And I'm going to leave this back up on radar for a moment while we tend to a few things here. But again, that severe thunderstorm warning, if you're in Evans and Martinez, the worst of the weather is starting to slack off, and this is all headed into Aiken County and southern Richmond County. So if you're near the McBean community, I know you're right on the line there, just a heads up. This could be getting closer to you guys. Augusta Regional Airport near Mechanic Hill, Walkinshaw, Nixon, areas along the Savannah River. This is headed towards you guys as well, and Jackson and New Ellington. These are the places that will be most impacted over the next little bit here. All right, we are back on Weather Aware Live here, tracking this severe thunderstorm warning. We were just getting some information out and parts of Columbia County. Seeing some really noisy storm damage. This is near Claudia Drive, near Baker Place Lane and Baker Place Road. So this is just off of I-20 as well. Hail dents in cars, localized flooding, and trees have been down and much more. And that was as of 4:18 from that report. So I'm about to have to go and relay this to our team again. But the worst of this storm is right over downtown Augusta. And so if you're watching us from downtown Augusta-Aiken Highway, this is quite the prolific storm here. And it is producing some very strong. And Brandon, yes, you do see the hail cores there in white, so it can show over the reflectivity, so we know where that's at. Let's see. Sandy says, "Bring on the rain." I wish the rain wasn't coming with all this, I will say, but it's good to get some showers. Elizabeth, Sandbar Ferry, thank you for that report. Elizabeth's reporting some strong winds over Sandbar Ferry and Atomic Road. Just like we were talking about, this headed into Aiken County. It's crossing the river right now, right over downtown Augusta, and this is producing some pretty heavy rain, some gusty winds, and frequent lightning. So a lot of these storms very prolific today, and they're going to be prolific this weekend too. So making sure that our team sees that, and if you're seeing anything across the CSRA, let us know. We want to make sure to be your eyes and ears and getting the word out about what's happened across different parts of the area. But yep, some very strong winds. We were talking about this last night. The strong wind gust will be the number one threat, and even some nickel-sized hail is possible too. And in this case, I think we might have seen a little bit more than that. Oh my goodness! And there it is from meteorologist Melinda Ball. A power outage and trees down in her neighborhood in the North Augusta area. So definitely something to keep in mind there. Thanks for that report, Melinda. So we're getting a lot of reports across the CSRA. If you are getting some of those, make sure to tune in and let us know what you're seeing out there. We would really appreciate your insight and those reports. Mina Bell, just tuning in. The storm is coming to Aiken County. Yes, it is. So if you're in Aiken, the city of Aiken, the worst of this looks to pass just to the south of you, but not by much. If you live between Aiken and New Ellington, I think you're going to get the worst of this. So just be on guard, because the storm has a history of producing damage, and a pretty good amount of it, as we've seen. And so keeping a track on all those things as well. And I'll be right back as we stream here. We're going to keep this live stream going for this thunderstorm. The worst of it right now is right over downtown Augusta, crossing Augusta-Aiken Highway. And trees down, power outages as well. It's a very prolific storm. And we're watching this one again, hail and strong wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour, the main impact. And now if you're in Aiken, by about 4:50, this is going to be in Aiken, New Ellington, Jackson, anywhere along Atomic Road, crossing over to Highways 278 and Highway 78. Highway 1 not going to be as impacted once you get past Graniteville and that exit there. So just keep that in mind as we go through the next couple of hours. This storm is the worst one of the day, bar none, and it happened right over the most populated area of the CSRA. And we're getting several reports now coming in, and there's more strong storms moving in from the west. So this is an afternoon where we'll definitely have to watch these. So keep that in mind as we go throughout the next couple of hours here. And I'm going to go ahead and put this on full screen so you can see that. I'll be right back in 2 minutes as we track this storm moving into Aiken County. All right, continuing to stream this very stormy Friday afternoon. I just got a report from my friend Jeff Mahoney here in Wilkes County. He's reporting on Lincoln County and 1,461 customers without power there. I would imagine the total in Lincoln County is very high, as we just saw there from Jeff, and I would imagine it's actually pretty high here in the Augusta Metro. So I'm looking at the Georgia Power outage map. About 3,000 customers without power. That's within the vicinity of Bobby Jones. And let's see. And we're starting to get some power outages being reported all across the area, sprinkled in. 215 without power in the Double Branch community there in Lincoln County. And this storm, man, it's been a troublemaker. That's for sure. And no doubt about it. Yep, so definitely a big-time storm system rolling through. And these are the ones that we were talking about just, even last night. Some of these storms get pretty noisy and they cause some trouble, and that's kind of exactly what we're seeing. And a lot of this is congealing along I-20 here to our west from Atlanta to Lake Oconee, and it's all going to be pushing this way. So we're not done with the storms yet. Thankfully, when these storms pass through this first round, that usually stabilizes the environment to a degree. But the sun's going to pop back out for the next few hours, though, and it's going to reheat. So I don't think we're done yet. This storm is really the one to watch, and it's right over South Aiken. So if you're in South Aiken, right there from New Ellington up towards Aiken, that's going to be the main spot that's impacted. The hail core with this, you see it there in white, and this is right near Clearwater, all the way down towards Beach Island, and this is where the potential hail is happening now. It has crossed Augusta-Aiken Highway over the Savannah River and near Sandbar Ferry Road and eventually Atomic Road down that way and Augusta-Aiken Highway. Those are the main areas that are going to be impacted here over the next 15 to 30 minutes. This storm has produced a lot of damage, unfortunately. We've gotten several reports of trees down, gotten some reports of hail dents in cars, just the stuff that we don't like to see. And there's that latest scan, and the hail core starting to smallen up, getting smaller a little bit. Beach Island is right where that's at. Yeah, but this one definitely a strong storm, and I'm sure we'll be getting multiple reports coming in across the area. Quarter-size hail being reported across parts of the CSRA. And power's out in North Augusta now. And these are prolific storms. And we were talking about this last night. These were going to be coming in. And it's living up to the billing, unfortunately. So let us know what you're seeing out there. Any of those damage reports are always appreciated. That lets us know kind of where most of the impact happened with these particular events. And Kim, I don't know if it froze. I had to go outside for a quick break for a moment and let our team know about some of the reports that we were getting. So I put myself on mute. So that's probably why you thought that. So Grovetown will get more showers and storms later this evening. Crystal, if you're still tuned in, thanks for watching us on Weather Aware Live. It's going to take a minute, but there is more storms building back to the west, and we'll be tracking those on Fox 54 News at 5:30 as well. This has been a prolific storm system for sure. Mary reporting a lot of rain in Belvedere and much cooler weather. That's always a good thing. Christina reporting coming down good in North Augusta with a lot of lightning. And the reports keep coming in. So thank you guys for your trust in the forecast. And unfortunately, I still see the chance for more strong storms Saturday and Sunday, too, as this moves into Aiken County. So each afternoon will bring very similar storms. they have continued the severe thunderstorm warning downstream, by the way. And so I'm going to zoom out on that. So the National Weather Service extending this warning. And, Connor and I were talking about this last night. These storms naturally will curve further south. So they start up to the north, and then they just go around a racetrack, and they're curving further south. So that's why if you're in Wagner and Sally, this severe thunderstorm warning doesn't apply to you. It's actually moving south of you. And so these storms are moving at a decent rate as well. This one at 25 to 30 miles an hour. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on some of this. And here's the arrival times down the road. Barnwell at 5:54, so you still have about another hour in Barnwell before this gets to you. Williston at 5:31, New Ellington at 4:55. Walkinshaw, it's right over you now, right there on the Savannah River. White Pine 5:22, Elko 5:38, Snelling at 5:43. So this storm is not going away anytime soon. It's not decaying at all. And it's got a lot of juice to it. Pushing to the east-southeast at about 25 to 30 miles an hour. A lot of these other storms are not at severe strength, which is good, but as we get more daytime heating and we recover from this first wave of storms, this next wave could bring some stronger weather as well. So we'll be watching that all through tonight. And this storm is the one of the day, I can tell you that. It's been producing a bunch of damage as it pushes into parts of Aiken County, New Ellington, Jackson, down towards Savannah Riverside, the south side of Aiken, getting this strong to severe thunderstorm. And it's all pushing due east-southeast at 25 to 30 miles an hour. So there's your areas there. White Pine is going to be you at 5:24. New Ellington here in the next 10 minutes. So be on the lookout. That leading edge of the thunderstorm will be the worst part in some cases. Right over Williston at 5:32. Elko 5:38. Barnwell right at about 5:55. So make sure to be inside as that one passes through because that severe thunderstorm warning has been extended. And it continues to produce some pretty rough weather in parts of the CSRA. So, again, we're going to be with you on Fox 54 News at 5:30. And so, barring anything with this game, which is starting to look like it might be going into overtime, all right? So, we might be coming on a little bit later on Fox 54 News as well. So, we're tracking the Spain-Belgium game, tied at 84 minutes left. And right now, it could be, it could be a scenario where we run a little bit late as well. So after the game, we will be on. We can guarantee you that much. And we'll continue to track these storms here on Weather Aware Live. I'm going to get off for a moment so we can prepare for our newscast coming up. And, of course, we'll keep you up to date with the latest. But that severe thunderstorm warning now exiting the Augusta Metro. Aiken, the worst of the weather, primarily to your south, but some heavy rain and gusty winds are possible. And this is pushing right over New Ellington, Jackson, and on down the road to Williston, Barnwell over the next hour along Highway 278 and 78. We'll see you soon on Fox 54 News and more updates here on Facebook and YouTube to come. We'll see you soon tonight.